I know how hard we can push these kids, and they love it. That's what they want.
And Ohio State has done it. National champions for the first time.
I think everyone that knows her has always had a high respect for her, but then this was like, wow, you are superhuman. Nadine actually scored the game-winning goal to give Minnesota their first national championship in program history. These moments are no accident or some strike of luck. These moments have happened because of her hard work, who she is, and her dedication.
My mom was born in 1940 in Glasgow, Scotland. That's when the Germans were bombing the naval ships. All the young kids they took out of Glasgow and put them up in the Highlands of Scotland. That's who raised me.
I was raised in a family as a single parent in Toronto. I had one son and one daughter.
I really wanted to do what Darren did. And he played hockey, and that's part of our culture.
Quite honestly, she was better than most of the boys, and I think a lot of the parents resented that.
Of course, that gave me my work ethic, my drive to success, drive to always prove, don't tell me that can't be done, or it can only be done this way.
As soon as she walked into Mariucci and she saw all the banners and the locker rooms, and she just, that's it, I'm going to Minnesota.
I was part of the inaugural team, and we went to the Frozen Four the first year, and every year, my second and third year as well. Ended up winning it my junior year.
Nadine left Minnesota as the all-time leading scorer. 3 years she was my assistant coach. 2 of the 3 years we were national champions, and she obviously has high expectations because as a player, right, she broke so many records. I would say she was very relational. We always could count on her for the straight up feedback. We always talked amongst each other. The devil selfishly wanting us to keep her, but the angel of like, she is ready for something big. She had called a meeting and told us that she was gonna be leaving, you know, for Ohio State. From a Minnesota standpoint, you're like, oh crap. Like, now we have another big dog in the league.
I was going to be the third coach in 3 years.
But it's on you to control the tempo.
I'm in a room full of like 10, 15 people, talk about stressful, and they're all looking at you as in, save us, save the program.
When I was playing at Minnesota, usually Ohio State, you could pretty much bank on getting those 2 wins at home and 2 wins on the road.
That's who we were, but that's not who we're going to be. And that's why I'm here.
Skate, go, go!
I am here because it needs to be fixed.
Ah, don't chase her behind the net.
She felt pressure, and I think a lot of it was brought on by herself. I've taken this on, and I have to give them what they need. And in order to do that, I have to be tough.
No way in the D zone is there a scrum behind our net that we lose, ever.
If you were a junior, you didn't have the same coach twice. So why would you follow me? Like, who are you, lady? You're gonna like come in here and leave again.
When Nadine first came in, she developed a culture playbook. How do you bring a culture to life? And what does that actually mean in how I act, how I think?
A lot of them, they didn't care, right? They just showed up and they played and they were content with that. And I remember saying to them, I don't remember a party that changed my life, but I do remember national championships that have. And it will be the greatest moment that you will forever have that nobody can take away from you.
When we play, do we have penalties in practice? No. So get up. Nobody cares if you fall. Get up. Let's play. Go.
I was actually her first recruit. The word that comes to mind is like, she's empowering. Some things she said to me, I was like, are you serious? Like, you think that about me? I don't even think that about me. Then you realize you're like, oh, I can actually do that.
I think that that's what I bring to them, is that energy and that motherly love. But at the same time, let's go mess up some teams. You know, I'm gonna block that shot because I know she would do the same thing for me. So we call that embrace productive discomfort, embrace the suck. It was the fall of 2021 and we're at the 𝗧𝗵𝗲 and it was the introduction of all the teams. Everybody was just saying their name and what sport and what year they were in. I'm like, oh, that's kind of boring. And I'm like, we're gonna win a national championship this year, and I called it out.
Even my friends that are on different sports are like, did your coach say that? I'm like, yep, my coach said that. It was funny because the next day at practice, she was like, you guys, like now that I said that in front of the entire athletics department, like you guys have to do it.
We're underway for a national title.
In that championship game, once the puck got into our defensive zone, we broke out fast and we counterattacked immediately.
She sends it through a screen, and it's in the net.
Towards the last 2 minutes of the game, Duluth calls a timeout. Their eyeballs were this big. Just tell me what I have to do to win. I get emotional about it. Because they just look to you for reassurance, you know? And I said, do you want to be a national champion? And they all looked at me and I said, we do whatever it takes to not let that goal get out of the net.
And Ohio State has done it. National champions for the first time.
They didn't care who put the puck in the net. They didn't care who had, you know, the most points. It was just that they did it together.
Nadine Muzerall, emotional on the Ohio State bench as the Buckeyes have reached the top of the mountain.
When we won the national championship, that's the first thing we said. We're like, we actually backed her, like we did this.
I just couldn't believe it actually happened. And she said, I did it. I can't believe I did it.
If you put yourself in a box, that's where you're gonna be. And I think it took someone like Nadine to come in and give them belief, give them hope, and then the box is broken.